Flagstaff is seeing stars this evening.
And a student organization is bringing attention to immigration.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Sierra Ferguson.
And I'm Jacob Larson. Thanks for joining us.
Flagstaff, Arizona is the International Dark Sky City, and tonight Flagstaff will celebrate the Year of the Dark Sky. Lowell Observatory is teaming up with Flagstaff to shed some light on astronomy and its cultural and economic impacts in the city. Tonight at 7:30 in Heritage Square, the city will turn off all non-essential lighting for stargazing. The event will also feature a presentation from Celia Barotz, and Lowell Observatory will be setting up telescopes in the square.
News program airing on over 1,000 television and radio stations worldwide. Recently, Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now!, traveled to Flagstaff to speak at NAU's campus. While here, she also aired her newscast from our studio. NAZ Today reporter Amani Payne talked to the Democracy Now! Host about how the show got its start.
Award-winning journalist, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, and host of Democracy Now!, Amy Goodman has truly done it all. And she joins me in the studio right now. All the way from New York, Amy, it is an honor to have you with me today.
Oh, it's an honor to be with you, Amani.
Now, this is a little bit of a different feel for you being in our studio today, so I have to ask, why did you decide to do your show here in Flagstaff today, and what do you think of our studio?
Well, I was invited to speak here at the university, and I'm so impressed with the studio. I mean, you are a student-run organization, but this is so professional. It's rare in the country. You know, we travel across the country and we broadcast from many cities. We are based in New York. But this is just highly unusual. All of you are so professional. It was a real treat to be able to work with you and do the global broadcast. I mean, our broadcast goes everywhere from South Africa to Japan, from Sweden to Utah to Arizona, all through Latin America. It's a global newscast that millions of people watch and listen to, and I was so honored for it to be right here at NAU TV at NAZ.
We definitely appreciate that. And correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, but I've heard that you have the greenest studio in the country. Is that correct?
Yes, in New York
Wow.
City. I mean, it's not actually the color green, it is blue,
Right.
but it is the greenest internet TV radio studio in the country. For architects out there, it is LEED Platinum. It has the highest green building rating because we do believe that the medium is the message, that we have to care about the world we live in as well as cover it. And I think particularly for you in Arizona with water scarcity and issues of the environment, we all have to be conscious of this.
Very nice. Now let's get down to business here. How was Democracy Now! Started and how's it funded?
Well, we just celebrated our 18th birthday. We began in 1996 on 8 community radio stations. It was the only daily election show in public broadcasting. And then we went on television in 2001. Now we're broadcasting on 1,200 public radio and television stations around the country and around the world.
Very nice. And now I have some of my friends watch you, some of my professors watch you. So I have to ask, why do you think you have such a diverse audience?
Because we bring out the voices of people at the grassroots in their communities, people closest to the heart of a story. This is the basic tenets of good journalism. You know, the corporate media, the mainstream television networks, they bring you the small circle of pundits who know so little about so much, explaining the world to us and getting it so wrong. On Democracy Now!, we bring out the voices of people who are making the news, who are part of the movements and debate and discussion. And I think there is a hunger for independent voices in this country, and that's why Democracy Now! Is the largest public media collaboration in the country.
And would you say that's what really, drives your production?
Absolutely. The idea that we need independent media. We need a media that is brought to the listeners and viewers by the listeners and viewers themselves, not by corporations of a particular agenda. We are public media. We are independent media. That's essential to the functioning of a democratic society.
Well, thank you so much, Amy, for joining me in the studio today. And make sure you all check out Democracy Now! At Democracy Now!
Students drum up support for immigration issues.
And one small canine steals the studio for this week's Pet of the Week. Stick around.
Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. But before we make room for the 2014 Cadillacs, we've still got a huge selection of brand new 2013s to choose from. Models like the powerful CTS, the ATS voted 2013 Car of the Year, the popular SRX crossover, and Cadillac's crown jewel, the Escalade. You can always count on our same relaxed, no pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Welcome back. Student activists with the group No More Deaths are gearing up for Immigration Awareness Month. The organization hopes to spread awareness of immigration issues and is putting special emphasis on the planning of a rally that will take place on April 5th.
I'm with NAU No More Deaths. It's a humanitarian organization that provides water and medical aid to migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border.
We're putting up posters to promote Immigration Awareness Month, which is in April. And we have a lot of great events. We're bringing a lot of important speakers, and we're showing a lot of great films that all have to do with immigration and specifically the issues along the U.S.-Mexico border.
This is the calendar of events, so we have all the events that we have planned out. On April 5th, the Obama administration is expected to deport its 2 millionth person. So it's a national day of action.
It's a big rally that the Flagstaff community is holding. Basically, it's just going to be hopefully a huge gathering of NAU students and then community members who are sick of all the hatred that goes on in Arizona, and we want to ask the Obama administration to stop deportations.
Every animal has a story at the Coconino Humane Society, and the shelter strives to give each story a happy ending. Our last featured pet of the week, a dog named Justin, has found his happy ending and has been adopted. Today, another one of the shelter's residents joins Danielle Davila as this week's Pet of the Week.
10, 8.
Coconino Humane Association averages about 8 to 9 animal adoptions a day, and today we have Comet here and his friend Mark. Can you tell me a little bit more about Comet?
Comet came to us about 3 weeks ago as a stray. He was wearing a collar with rabies tags, unfortunately not microchipped, and or we didn't detect a microchip, and has been with us for, like I said, close to 3 weeks now.
How old is he?
Comet's between 8 and 10 years old. Age is determined by the plaque buildup on the teeth, and it's not an accurate, a totally accurate science, so I like to leave the door open there a little bit, and I would say 8 to 10 years old.
And you told me he was a Chihuahua mix?
A Chihuahua mix, very well behaved, not your typical Chihuahua, which tend to be a pretty busy dog. They like to have a voice and what goes on in their world, and what we call a small dog mentality. He happens to be a very quiet and well-behaved dog. Very impressed with him.
Can you tell me a little bit more about his personality?
He's very outgoing and loving, as you can see. He will just he will dive right into it with just about anybody. I've seen him out with kids. And for an older dog to be as comfortable as he is around kids is a great thing to see. Other than that, he's just very loving and well-behaved. Just found out that he travels well in vehicles, loves to ride, and is just a very social animal. So.
For more information about the Coconino Humane Association and about Comet, you can visit our website.
officially started, will this weekend bring warmer weather?
Community forecaster Audrey Nagel has the forecast coming up.
All kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut down. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Good evening, I'm community forecaster Audrey Nagel. Beautiful, nice spring temperatures we had today. A lot nicer than the weather we've been experiencing the last few days with the wind and the rain. And those nice temperatures and conditions will continue into this weekend, at least until Saturday. We do have this stormy pattern coming into the area that will hit us by Sunday, bringing us some high winds and some high clouds, but we shouldn't be expecting any precipitation for this stormy pattern coming into the area. Tonight, 25 degrees for our low, clear and calm skies, sunset for 6:45. Tomorrow, our temperatures are increasing still to 61 degrees, partly cloudy, might experience a little bit of breeze, but those winds shouldn't pick up until Sunday. Around the state, beautiful, beautiful spring temperatures. Sedona topping out 73 degrees, Prescott 71, down in Phoenix, always nice and warm, great time for some spring training games at 85 degrees. Payson 72, Winslow 76 degrees. For our Flagstaff extended forecast, like I mentioned, those winds coming into the area with that stormy pattern. Temperatures still looking great for springtime, but starting to decrease throughout the week, getting to 50 degrees by Wednesday. And like I mentioned, those high clouds coming into the area as well with those winds. Down in Sedona, they have some nice temperatures down there. 73 degrees for their Saturday, starting their week off at 69 degrees for Monday, but starting to cool down again, just like 64 degrees by Wednesday, and they are no exception to that wind. They're getting it as well.
Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I feel kind of bad for everyone this coming week with the wind coming up.
I despise the wind.
Oh, me too. I'm glad for that 73 though in Sedona. I might be heading that direction this weekend.
The temperatures are so nice despite the wind, so.
Definitely.
Get outside.
Well, thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for the overtime.
Flagstaff's 21st Annual Home and Garden Show is happening March 28th through March 30th at the NAU Sky Dome. There will be everything from design, home improvement, green living solutions, decor, gardening, and much, much more. 2 week-long getaways will be given away at the show, each worth $2,500. Adults are $5, and there will be free parking and shuttle services to the event. Come check out the biggest home and garden events in northern Arizona, March 28th through the 30th at the Sky Dome.